Hi everyone, Ironclad Cobra here, and welcome to another quick unboxing first impressions video. And as you see here, finally the Retroid Pocket 6 is here. Now I'm super excited to review or to showcase the Retroid Pocket 6. It just arrived yesterday. This was sent by Retroid as a review unit. Of course, this is a final retail unit. It's not an engineering or dev unit. So before we start the video, just two quick notes as always. First, huge thanks to Retroid for sending the review unit. Second, this is not a sponsored video, which means all the opinions in the video are my own. There was no money exchanged between me and Retroid, and they are not seeing this video ahead of time. So let's get it started. Normally the review units are random colors. I actually did request the silver. That was my first colorway choice. And I think Retroid actually made my wish come true. Now I think another great feature this time with the Retroid Pocket 6 is that you have the customization option, which means you can choose the stick top or the D-pad top, as you see here. I got the silver color. I got the low-end model, the 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, and I think that would be enough for my use case. I'm not planning to play anything past PlayStation 2, so 8 gigs of RAM will be more than enough. However, if you are planning to do more streaming, Game Hub, Win Later, playing Windows game via Android, then I think the 12 gigs of RAM will be more, I think, practical, and the 256 gigs of storage will make better sense. I'm absolutely fine with the low-end model, as I said, for my use case, but I think the low-end model with 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage is around $230, whereas the high-end 12 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage is about $280, so it's $50 US more. So the colors: black, silver, the 16-bit, orange, and the light purple. I'm super excited to review the silver. So as you see here, we have just a minimal basic packaging by Retroid with the RP6 logo. Is there anything at the bottom? No, nothing. Okay, there you go. So let's get started. Let's open the seal. Did it open? I don't think so. Okay. There you go. Man, I'm super excited about the Retroid Pocket 6. It's finally here. I have a feeling that this will be the best price to performance ratio device on the market at the moment. You know, with all the performance of the chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which is a very mature chipset, and it has lots of driver support as well as community support, Linux support as well. I'm sure soon Linux will be available on the RP6 as well. Okay, so let's have a look. We have the quality assurance seal. This is the unit itself. Before we look at the unit, let's see what's in the box as well. We have the spec sheet. I'll just do a quick rundown of specs for you guys. As you see here, the chipset is Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. The GPU is Adreno 740. Beautiful 5.5 or 5.5 inch AMOLED display, 1080p resolution. or 1920 by 1080 at 120 Hertz. The RAM is LPDDR5X. You can choose between 8 gigs and 12 gigs. And then the storage, as I said, UFS 3.1 fast storage, 128 gigs or 256 gigs as well. Active cooling, 6000 milliamp battery, which is really enough. 27 watt charging. Connectivity is Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.3. And then video out is 4K at 60 Hertz. Operating system is Android 13. And of course the measurements, as you see here, the weight is around 300 grams. And then at the back we have the hotkeys, the controllers as well, if you want to have a look. And that's it, I think. Okay, so there you go. The general USB-C charging cable, that's also included, which is also great, with the beautiful Retroid logo, as you see here. USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Okay, so let's have a look at the unit itself now. One of the reasons I wanted to have the silver color is that the new transparent or crystal D-pad and face buttons as well, oh man, very beautiful. You know, it's been a while I haven't done car analogy on my unboxing videos, where I you know, make a car analogy of the handheld with a supercar. And the moment I have this in my hand with this shiny silver shell, man, I feel like this is the James Bond handheld, because it resembles the Aston Martin DBS, the 007 car from James Bond movies, with the shiny slick silver. Very beautiful. If Aston Martin would actually make a handheld, it would be the Retroid Pocket 6 Silver. If James Bond would have a handheld to enjoy between his missions, that would be probably the silver of the Retroid Pocket 6. Man, very beautiful. It might be difficult to buy an Aston Martin, but I think it's not difficult to buy a Retroid Pocket 6. Okay, let's get started. These new crystal clear face buttons and D-pad are absolutely beautiful, as you see here. The size is really compact, and I think this device, as I mentioned earlier in the video, would be one of the best price to performance ratio devices on market right now, with the pocketability or portability, performance, controllers, build quality, and beautiful OLED display. If you want to have a size comparison, I can put it next to the Retroid Pocket 5 or the Retroid Pocket G2, and I think it's almost identical. Yeah, I think the Retroid Pocket 6 is slightly bigger, but it's almost very identical in size with the Retroid Pocket 5. If you see here, there you go. So it's slightly taller or higher. And if you see here as well, I'm trying to capture it on the camera as well. So you can see the length. The RP6 is slightly longer. The difference in the shell or the texture is that the RP6 has the sleek shell, whereas the Retroid Pocket 5 and the Retroid Pocket G2, they have the kind of like coarse or textury, shell, as you see here, or grippy. It's a bit grippy, whereas this one is very sleek. I don't mind that, of course. And even it's the same with the shoulder buttons and triggers, as you see here on the Retroid Pocket 5 or the G2. It's a bit textury or grippy, whereas here this is almost like the Odin 2. It's very slick without the grippy texture, which is absolutely fine. As I mentioned, I don't mind. If you want to have a look at the back as well, or the vent, here is how it looks. The Retroid Pocket G2 and the RP6. As you see, on the RP6 we have dual exhaust vents, whereas on the RP5 or the G2 it's only one. The active cooling, as you see, the branding is the positioning of the branding is a bit different as well. However, on the RP6 we have the programmable macro buttons at the back, which is a great feature as well. This is something we don't have on the Retroid Pocket G2. Okay. If you want to have a look of the face buttons, if we see, I'm trying to compare them side by side. The regular face buttons versus the crystal translucent face buttons, which are absolutely amazing. Okay. And of course, if you want to put it in comparison with the Odin 2, there you go as well. So you can have an idea of the size. Yeah. As you see here, the RP6 is smaller than the Odin 2. The Odin 2 has 6-inch display, whereas the RP6 has 5.5-inch display. This is OLED display, this is IPS on the Odin 2. So the RP6 is in between the Odin 2 and the Odin 2 Mini. And I think the Odin 2 Mini has 5-inch OLED display and 5000 milliamp battery, whereas the RP6 has 5.5-inch display, OLED display, with 6000 milliamp battery, compared to the Odin's 6-inch IPS display and 8000 milliamp battery. So you are technically getting the same performance as the Odin 2 with a much cheaper price. And I think this is very, well known with Retroid. They always provide awesome devices on affordable budget. So I would say this is a mid-range device, but in my opinion, this would be the end game Android device for me. If you would like, we can put them all side by side. This is the Odin 2. I'll try to zoom out a bit. So there you go, the Odin 2, the Retroid Pocket 6, and the Retroid Pocket G2. Okay, so this should give you an idea of the size comparison between these three devices. Okay, now let's have a look at the device itself. As you see here, we have the whole sensor analog sticks, front firing dual speakers as well, the controllers or the buttons as well. The D-pad feels great. Face buttons are absolutely beautiful. A bit soft and clicky at the same time, if you want to see here. Okay, and then on top here we have the on and off button, the volume button, and then of course the shoulder triggers and shoulder buttons as well. At the bottom we have the USB-C charging port, 3.5mm audio jack, and of course the TF card or the micro SD card slot. The back, the beautiful shiny back, which resembles the Aston Martin DBS, the James Bond 007 car. And here is why. Active cooling, dual exhaust vent, and of course we have the beautiful glass front that adds a very premium touch or feel to the handheld. My first impressions are absolutely amazing with the Retroid Pocket 6. I'm super excited to do some game testing and configure the device in the next couple of days, so stay tuned, just to share with you some other videos of the Retroid Pocket 6. So there you go, guys. This was a quick unboxing, first impressions of the James Bond 007 handheld with the silver model of the Retroid Pocket 6. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and always remember, we don't stop gaming because we grow old. We grow old because we stop gaming.